My name's Ellen Kraig, and I'm currently a full professor at the University of Texas Health Science Center in San Antonio. I work on the effects of aging on the immune system.
And I'm Katherine Knight. I'm chair of the Department of Microbiology and Immunology at Loyola University in Chicago. And I'm a B-cell immunologist. And so you would wonder how on earth a T-cell immunologist, aging, and a B-cell immunologist got together. And I remember, Ellen, the first time we met was, I was on sabbatical, a mini sabbatical in Lee Hood's lab. And you had just come as a postdoc.
And I was a brand new postdoc assigned to a graduate student, and we were going to try to clone T-cell receptors so everybody can know how long ago this really was. And Katherine was wonderful in that she's the one who taught me the techniques I needed to learn right away. We overlapped by only about a month and a half in the lab, but became fast friends.
Well, what you have to remember is the reason I could teach you, because this was the early days of cloning, or of DNA.
We're aging ourselves on camera here.
Recombinant DNA. But so because I had come there, I had just done a sabbatical in Basel, but hadn't learned molecular biology and realized that to go where I wanted to go, I had to do molecular biology. And so where else to do it but in Lee's place? And so when I got there, I hardly knew RNA from DNA. And so in the 2 months that I was there before you got there, I had made every mistake in the book to learn how to do it. So then I could teach you because I knew all the mistakes.
Yeah, learn one, teach one. And then I handed on that technique to the next person who came.
Right.
But I think go on.
I was just going to say what a fabulous time it was then, wasn't it, in the Hood lab? I mean, we were right next to Rayon, just a fabulous gentleman, always giving us tea every day.
Tea and immunology.
Tea and immunology, right, yeah.
No, Ray was wonderful.
In his little tea room.
And Lee's lab was a fabulous place, but what people probably, when they think about the Lee Hood years at Caltech, they think of a lab of 100 people. Mm-hmm. But at that time, it was only about 20 people, and it was a very enriching environment. A lot of exciting discoveries were coming out at that time. And it was
Mark Davis, Mitch Cronenberg were there at the time.
Yeah.
It was an exciting time. It was a time where the lab was a 24/7. Yeah. So you would come, there would be the group that would come at, I would use
our end of the day spectrum.
Yeah, right. The group that I would come maybe 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
But then, when the experiments were going, you just have to, you'd stay there till the end. And so the fresh donuts came from the local bakery about,
see, I don't remember that.
It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And so that was the...
I guess I wasn't still there at that end, yes.
Yeah. So. And then you went directly from there to San Antonio?
I did a 3-year postdoc and then went and took a faculty position at the UT Health Science Center where I've been for almost 30 years. So I guess we know how long this has been.
Right. It is amazing.
You were already at Loyola then. So.
Yes, I was... No, I was still in Illinois at that time.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when did you move to? This is good. I don't know the answers to these questions.
No, I moved to Illinois in '89. I mean, I moved from Illinois to Loyola in '89.
Oh, so that was 6 years later.
So I had just learned the molecular biology, and you know what? Now in my lab, nobody knows how to clone a gene anymore.
Well, that's what I was actually going to tell the story that last week in my lab, I had to clone a gene because the field has moved beyond those techniques.
Yeah.
And I have not, so I could do it.
But what's so striking is, here we are 30 years later. We work in totally different fields. And yet, the first person I think to call when something happens is you.
And me too.